Hey riders, woo! Cutting it so close today, folks. Let me get right in here for you. It says 2 minutes to go. Let's get this going on, folks. Busy around here, around the homestead, the acreage, the compound, over at Inside Cycling World, folks. Colin, Inside Cycling World. You guys know who I am. Let's get this going on, folks. So Alpe d'Huez, Stage 12, OMG, World Tour. Let's get it, folks. Ooh, look at this guy here, kind of slow. Level 1, let's see how slow you're going to be today, dude. Got a level 2 here. Are you guys kidding me? All these brand new riders. Let's check the map out. You guys know the map. Cut across town, jump across the river, and kind of skip to that second little town. I bet you these towns are named differently, which is really weird to me in many parts of the world. Like, that's all one town. But I guarantee those guys over there don't like these guys over here for some reason. They got opposing soccer teams. Let's just say that. 40 seconds to go, folks. Busy day here already. Okay, so we are streaming. Everything looks good. Live chat's up. What else can I do here, folks? I wonder if I can share this easy. I'm going to share this right now to... Let me just copy that video link. Guys, we're just going to let this roll for a little bit because I'm really behind the 8 ball here trying to get things going. Let me jump in here. Streamer. Okay, disable that. Go to GRC. Guys, too many messages in the GRC. Come on, dudes. Oh, my God. So many messages. Okay, there you guys go. That's set up. I'm also going to post it over here in the Inside Cycling World. We're going to paste that there. Okay, so guys, you can see the thumbnail. I just got it titled Tour de France because we know the Alpe d'Huez is synonymous with the Tour de France. That's how we do it, folks. Now jumping back in, we're finally on the climb. 25 seconds have elapsed already. Whew. So glad to be here, riders. Wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not. Just so much coming down on me right now. One, Joey. She's rough right now, folks. I woke up at maybe 1, 2, Joey Jojo, you guys know who that is. That's the wife. I woke up around, I don't know, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. She's upstairs in the bathroom just crying, just bawling her eyes out. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Then she goes back to bed. By bed, she slept on the couch now. Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. She never does that. But it's because she can only sleep on one side. She doesn't want the dogs getting on her. She's got like a big incision in her back. I've been doing some research. There's so many different ways they treat kidney stones. The big ones, it's a lot harder. The little ones, they blast them with like a little laser. They can do that. There's another one where they kind of go up up where you pee. They take a little thing up there and go all the way in. Little ones. The ultimate one, I think they call it open surgery, and I think hers is just one step down below that, but it's still an incision in her back where they go into the back of the kidney. She basically got put on a table with her arms out, eyes taped shut. They spin her upside down to work on her. I looked this morning and it says 3 to 4 weeks of recovery time. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So yeah, I thought, I think it was 4 a.m. I rolled out of bed and I thought we were going to the hospital. I thought at least if we go to the emergency room here in Didsbury and we take all of our hospital paperwork from Calgary, they'll know we're just not showing up to get strong drugs in the middle of the night. We're showing up for a real reason. So that still may happen. I'm on standby. Here's Stefan Martin. This guy was placed well. Oh, and sorry, I missed my nighty or stuff at the beginning, guys. I literally just made the stream. You saw me come on right before. I stoked the fire. I got the humidifier going for Joey. It's really dry in there and it's really bugging her right now. I made her a cup of tea with her honey and all that kind of stuff. And I just left her alone. It's currently, phone's over there. Daytime high today, minus 23 Celsius, which is probably minus 14 Fahrenheit. That's the daytime high. And the wind is screaming. So it is cold out there, folks. So things I'm thinking about. Keeping that fire going. That one main big room on our house, it's heated with the fireplace. Electric heaters are not going to work in there. I don't care what you tell me, they are not. The amount of cold that's bombarding that side of the house there. Wood fireplace always works. Minus 50, it'll work. I've had it warm in there at minus 40. Stefan Martin here on the front, on a runner, folks, being chased by, look at this, a new rider here, a Czech rider here, Tomas Kufalek. Tice is in the mix. These are the names I know. Nelson Snyder. So, how can I do this right now? I want to try to see. Ooh, I think I could probably do this here. Okay, we're just going to close that. You guys are going to be browsing that. I'm going to be in the background here trying to do something for you guys. Let's just see what I can do here. We're going to try to get the nightier page up. Of course, I'm spelling it all wrong. I'm typing in the dark here. It's really not that bright in this room here. Keyboard's not lit up, so it's kind of tough. I want to see the rankings right now. So we'll go into the details here. We're going to look at the GC. Remember, this is the final stage. Carol Susik still in first place. Tyson second. Nelson Snyder in third. Carol has a 5-minute lead over Tice. Tice has a 6-minute and 53-second lead over Nelson. The Keith Old Git is 23 minutes behind Carol. Some incredible rides. Things could happen. Could Nelson take 6 minutes out of Tice? It's possible, I guess, on the Alpe. Let's see the close battles here. So yeah, check 90 out for all your standings, all your results, for all the events going on, folks. Okay, so again, second place is 5 minutes behind Carol. Then we got a 6-minute and 53-second gap. Then it's a 12-minute gap to Keith, a 7-minute gap to Stefan Martin, who's currently leading. So he's up to something. He's on a mission today. Just over 3 minutes back to Bram Paulison, and I'm going from each of the placings. So that's 5th to 6th place. From 6th to 7th, that's Tony Old Git, just under 7 minutes. Tony to Hans-Holm Muller. Ooh, that's a close one there. About 2 minutes. Clive Ribbon's a further 4 minutes back. Darth Puncher looks like he's about 7 minutes behind Clive Ribbons. So sorry, folks, I missed all that earlier, but I just had no time to do it. So yeah, this is what you would expect here. Stefan, well, Carol's probably already raced because the big time slot today would be the Muckers Hill Climb Day. Let's check the map out. Already climbing, folks. So they've already done the first. This looks so good here. If any of you guys are on Zwift, you know that it starts right here, and you know that big first switchback. It's such a long one, that first one. Yeah, brutal. Got some riders way at the back. Maybe they started a little bit late. Let's do a rider count here. Bounce back. Guest. Stig 62. So Guest was a level 1. He saw the start. Same with Kind of Slow. Kind of Slow is here though. Okay. Kind of Slow is sitting at the very start of the climb. Maybe he's just into it here. Then we got Kenny 8400. These riders are all on the start of the first switchback. Kind of starts right down here. See this rider parked here, the yellow bubble? That's Kind of Slow. I think the actual interval or the segment starts just before that. Ooh, I can see someone looks like they just broke down there. Who's that? Oh, it's Timo Jolie. That rider just, I swear they were just moving. So they've disconnected, had a little mechanical. We got Kenny 8400, Lorenzo level 7, Penelope. Yes, Penelope. One of my long-time running supporters of the channel, folks. If you'd like to support the channel to get more commentary, for me to continue doing this, please consider buying me a coffee. You can do a one-time support. You can do a monthly support. I think they just started monthly. You can... No, actually, monthly's been around for a while. Yeah, monthly's been around for a while. So there's like a team standing there. You become a member of the channel. A few people have gone for the yearly route. So you can do that as well. We got Spire up ahead. Teddy Ruxpin. Yes, dude. The Teddy is here. Pedja in 1995 is catching Judy. Maybe her name is actually Judy. Yeah, you got me there. Canadian rider here. Level 12. Pedja's only a level 2. Schmitty. Bouncing up to user here, waiting for a name change. Pedalston, John Baird. Rocket 72. Here's Rocket. Done a lot of riding with Rocket before. Morton Try. Nice cluster of 5 or 6 riders here. We got Dan Ritt, Zizu 007. David 1951. Good to see you, man. Bert. We got Yuri. Let's go just stick with Yuri for now. Ruby Bryant's just up the road. Pete K. Jill's here is going to be riding hard. I think him and John Chady are in a little bit of a battle. Guys, I've been really out of the mix. Like yesterday. Oh, by the way, guys, yesterday I did the USA Esports National Championships for the US. Thank you. Right here. In age categories. I didn't do the elite. The elite's going on today. So the elite are like the best of the best. Some of those guys in those age categories could hang out with the elites. Very easy. That was so fun. Those streams were so busy. I had so many people in the live chat. Names you'd know. Names I'm only learning about. I had the Virtual Velo podcast in there. So awesome, guys. I appreciate all the support from them. Frabu here. Jorg 70, Van Max, Barry Hoffman. Let's just... Actually, how many riders did we have? I forgot about that. Looks like we're 53 riders. So I'm sure the earlier slot had a lot more people here. I think Jills is going to have to ride a strong 3 watts per kilo plus all the way. Hey, here's Bearswell. This guy usually races with America's Watts. Q-Dog, Kayvon again. Jetro, Nestor Olgit, Christoph Patterson. Schmaller, chasing Laurent Brice. Tatonka. That's what I'm thinking. Thomas Lynn Iverson up the road. Riding here with Lolo de Definithal. Dave 12 in the mix too. Darth Puncher. Darth already well, does he have a time already for this? I think Darth was doing a lot of these rides the night before in the first time slot. Is he up to something here? Is he trying to get a better time? Maybe he is. I'm going to check the chat. Usually Penelope's in the chat, but she'll be busy right now. Ooh, let me close that. Let me go to my live stream. Live chat, absolutely dead today, folks. 6 concurrent viewers. Ooh, that's a rough one. That is a rough one. Doing my best here, folks, to give you coverage. Dave 12, Nelson Snyder, Tice. Ooh, Tomas has gone to the front here, riding 5 watts kilo. Let's have a good look at this rider here. 80 kilogram or 85 kilogram rider, maybe? Yeah, about 85 kilo rider here, I think. So kind of a bigger, stronger rider, not a pesky lightweight climber. Is a level 65. So probably up to speed on all the things you need to be doing on Ruby, your weight, calibration of your trainers, folks. I did a lot of podcasts listening to yesterday. I was out and about all day, running around, getting stuff for Joey, certain things she needed just to make her feel more comfortable at home, the wood for the house, the straw for the animals. I have pigs outside. They're outside in this minus 26 weather. They're all fine this morning. And all I have is one heat lamp, but I got a big pile of straw, and they're all just burying themselves in it. So I'm not a pig farmer. These are Joey's pet pigs. I kind of think I should become a farmer because I probably have a better chance of saying that's how I'm employed than getting a real job again, folks. And by real job, I mean professional broadcaster. That's what I want to do. Guys, I've been doing a lot of different stuff this week. So yeah, the whole week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just making sure Joey's okay. Checking on her. Going back, checking on her. Lots of different feeds, broadcast streams. So we got the Ruby action today with the OMG tour. Let me just check to make sure I'm even on camera right now. Ooh, I am on camera. Oh yeah. How do you like my new shirt today? Joey picked me this up. It's my little cycling shirt, short sleeve, t-shirt underneath. It's freezing outside, guys. Freezing. The hair, not the best today, but the number one thing, there is hair. There is hair. Thanks to my bio dad, whoever you are. I'm just kidding. I know who he is. I've never seen him. I guess it's personal time with Colin today. Personal time with Colin here, folks. You get everything here. Everything over on this channel here, folks. Yesterday, I was all about USA Nationals over on MyWhoosh. Guys, I covered the ladies, and they are beasts. They are beasts. They had them more separated than what I thought they'd be, so I kind of had to jump between races. So it's kind of amateur, but I kind of had to like quit the race, find the next one. So I did my best that I could. Friday, I did OTR Veteran Series over on MyWhoosh. Really good turnout for that. We had 40 plus riders there. We can grow that. That's probably, for me, MyWhoosh's weakest point right now is community racing. The stuff that's going on is really good. Just people haven't discovered it yet. They're so focused on Sunday Race Club and live workouts. I think we got to get the community growing over there, folks. And the day before, Thursday, 2 live streams of WTRL, TTT action over on Zwift. I love that stuff. I love team time trials. And that, folks, is the hitter of all hitters of team time trials. So many people, so well organized. Yeah, spectacular racing. Some of the best racers you're going to find in esports are on there in those team time trials every week. Great stuff. So Tomas here is off the front right now. He's got a 150 meter gap over Stefan. Wonder which switchback we're on right now. But that might be the first one here still on the... Well, it's hard for me to tell. I wish I could zoom out. I actually don't know where we are. But yeah, you can see Tomas just flying up the hill, pushing close, 4.7, 4.8 all the way. Does anyone know this rider? Anyone have any input? I'm going to go to my YouTube channel and see that there's not one person there. Hey, Niels Burnham's here. Hey, Niels, good to see you. He says, looking great, Colin. Thank you very much. Try my best. I actually prefer wearing a long sleeve shirt. Joey picked me these up. They've been sitting in the house for I don't know how long. But guys, she was so rough last night. I'm like, we got to go to the hospital. Like, we got to go. So I'm kind of on standby. If I hear her crying one more time, I'm taking her to emergency. That's it. I can't take it anymore. We got to get her fixed. She needs real painkillers. So right now, they go in through the back, dig the stone out. The stone was massive, guys. So a big stone is 5 to 6 mils. This thing was over 17 mils, round and super dense. They couldn't do the little laser treatment because she's dying and people are going, oh yeah, it's just a laser treatment. No, you're out. You're done. And yeah, 3 to 4 weeks of recovery. So she's got this trip planned to Vegas here on, I think the 16th. I'm like, dude, I think we should cancel. Because that's right around the corner. She can't have a bath for a minimum of 2 weeks with her incision. And the worst part for her right now is she has a 12-inch long, yes, 12 inches, 1 foot, stent inside of her that is helping her kidney drain out. So you can imagine how uncomfortable that is for her. I imagine it's plastic or something like that. It's inside there. And we got to go back next week on the 5th to have that thing manually removed. Yeah, that sounds gruesome to me just even thinking about it. I won't be anywhere nearby for that. I'll be in the waiting room. Stefan Martin here in second. Tomas, really, really strong climber here. In excess of 5 watts per kilo all the way, folks. Very, very strong here. Well, this guy here now, at this point, yeah, okay, so still, yeah, He's a big, strong, powerful rider here. What do you guys think of this? Anyone know him? I don't. So when I see stuff like this, just the constant over 5 watts a kilo, it's totally possible, folks. I'm just saying, right? I hate to call people out, but I just like to show this is what I'm seeing. I've been watching Stefan race for a little bit now. Stefan, a much lighter climber. Like, look at Stefan here. You know, he's close to 5 watts a kilo, and he's 340 watts. That's telling me that he's just over 60 kilos. You know, 62, 63 kilos. And we've got this more powerful, bigger rider walking away from him right now. So let's have a little look at that. Doesn't matter too much because I don't think this guy is even in the OMG World Tour. Back to user, this guy here, again, another 5 watt per kilo rider. At least he picked the right bike, so he is on the Cervelo S5 team bike, whatever that is. We got Tacx and Nelson together here. Ooh, this is nice here. So Carroll's in first place. He must have raced early this morning. Tacx is in second place. Nelson's in third place. And having said that, now that I look at the times, guys, I'm going to see if I can do this for you. Just hang out with Nelson for a little bit here. So those results I was seeing may be exaggerated. I'm not really sure. Okay, no, it says Carroll's done 11 stages. Tacx has done 11 stages, so has Nelson. So Carroll must be doing a later stage today, I think. Because there's 12 stages in total. At first I thought maybe that Carroll had done his stage, so he's completed 12. I guess the time gap would have been bigger. I thought maybe that time gap had something to do with him doing 12 stages, them doing 11, but the gap would have been way bigger then. Because they wouldn't have ridden at all. So at this point here, Nelson is technically almost 7 minutes behind. I think he's 6:53 behind Tacx. So he has to get 6 minutes and 53 seconds up the road to take second place away from Tacx. Interesting stuff, folks. Tacx is reacting. Tacx just has to hang somewhere near Nelson. This will be a really big task for Nelson to pull off. Darth Puncher coming up. Let me check Darth out here as well. I'm going to jump and see here. Darth Puncher, he's in 10th. Oh, 11 stages. Okay. So does it show? Actually, it's only showing 11 stages, so maybe some of them have been raced already, and the results aren't all here yet. Yeah, maybe. Stages. I'm just looking at the stages here, guys. I want to see. So stage 12 races. Okay, I'm just trying to find. Okay, there they are. So the 2:30 in the morning race for me, it looks like I can get results here. Yeah, so the 2:30 in the morning race, Breers won that. Carroll did race in that. Carroll got 4th place in that one. Edders 1, 2, 3, 4 was there, who I've seen before as well. Mark Rubberburn, he's just been showing up lately. Carroll this morning had a time of 46 minutes and 28 seconds on the Alpe d'Huez. Like, come on, bro. Come on. No idea how long it would take me. Something I'm going to start working on here again. I'd like to do a Alpe d'Huez, Alpe d'Huez comparison. Splice the videos together, see how I do. Obviously, it's not a super easy video to make. Gonna have a sip of water here, folks. I have to get on the bike today. I've been really worn out. Nowhere. Am I complaining because I'm not getting enough sleep? Yes, but I can't really complain because I'm just hearing Joey wake up, hearing her stumbling around. Then I race upstairs. Okay, what's going on? Do you need help? What do we need to do? But yeah, Bruce brutal last night, waking up and hearing her crying in the bathroom by herself. There's no one around. So we still may go to the hospital today. If this just continues, this is ridiculous. Like, we need better medication. Yeah, but again, it's not just a little lightweight surgery. This is pretty serious. So Tomas still at the front. Okay, he's backed off his pace a little bit here, more in the 4.2, 4.5 range. Just averaging down a bit now. 10% gradient here. Okay, he's back up over 5. Stefan Martin, right around 4, 4.5. Okay, he's bringing it back up too. Actually, it backs off a bit here too. That's the one thing about the Alpe. Not brutally steep anywhere. Just kind of consistent, I think, at like 7 or 8% all the way. Average. Let's bounce down through the field. Actually, let's do a little map view. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. So this yellow bubble here, that's Tomas. This one here is Stefan. Tice is going around the corner. You can see we're on him. No, sorry. Tomas is going to be further ahead. We're coming up to the split with Tice. I wish I could rotate this. The two bubbles ahead, that's User, 1-7 whatever, and Stefan Martin. And then Tomas is further up the road. I can't even see his bubble. There it is. He's just going around the switchback ahead, so he is one switchback above these guys. Ahead of Stefan Martin here. So you can see there's about a 300-meter gap. You can see it here. So that's our leader, Tomas, right there. Stefan Martin chasing, being pursued by User. Tice is just at the bottom of the screen. Nelson's right on Tice now. Let's jump back there, folks. Back together. The only way I can see Nelson displacing Tice from second place now is if Tice is going to have to blow up, which I don't see that happening. I don't see him imploding and losing 7 minutes to Nelson. I think Tice is... these riders are probably on par with each other. Backing further up, we got Laurent here. Have a little look around, being pursued by Lolo. Darth Puncher's there as well. Dustin riding really well here. Dustin's also another rider who supported the channel multiple times. Thank you very much, Dustin. Every bit helps. Every bit. I was outside this morning feeding the animals, and I'm like, I just got to find some crap job. I just got to find some crap job. And then I tell Joey, I'm like, can you help me find a crap job? Because I've applied to everything. Everything. You know, there was a company I applied for last week. They're in Olds. I think it's a manufacturing company, like assembling things. Like, you're not doing any welding. It's just assembling of equipment. I think they're called Pro All. Didn't hear anything back. Then I see the guy driving around in town. I just bumped into the Pro All pickup truck driving down. They got a sign on the back truck. Now hiring. Dude, I'm right here. What do I have to do to get your attention? Like, what do I need to do? I'm going to submit a blank piece of paper with just my name on it. That's all I'm going to put. It's one of those worlds. It's one of those worlds, folks. Like, oh, this guy, he's older than me. This guy, oh, maybe he's smarter than me. Who cares? Dude, I'm going to show up to work every day. You're not going to worry about me coming into work late or drunk or whatever. But whatever, bro. Whatever. Okay, Thomas Lynn cruising along here. Nestor will get 180 meters back. Tashunka 60 meters back here. I really like the looks of this switchback here. This cliff face right here. Take a look at that. Shredded. We always do that. We always do that, folks. Shredded but not shredded. One night I said that. I think it was Joey's late Christmas party. I probably said that 30 times in one night. I was driving Joey insane. She's like, would you shut up? But it was just to roll up. Velosport 34 lattes. Yes, dude. Give me a latte. There's that same cliff again. So same switchback here I'm talking about. Jump into the chat, see if I got any friends today. I don't think I have any friends today. Okay, Neil's still here. Carol this morning. Yeah, Neil's, I did just check that. Looks like Carol's got first place in the World Tour completely secured at this point. So Neil's is my one friend today. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden. You know I like pulling that one out, right? Yeah, I was kind of stressing out this morning that I wouldn't be able to cover this one with stuff outside with Joey. You know, almost didn't because I was going to take her to the hospital this morning. Everything's still on standby. I've got all her paperwork ready to go. I've got her phone charger ready to go. I got her some pajama bottoms I found just in case we got to go to get rid of this pain. I mean, basically all she's doing is laying on the couch all day, suffering. It's like, that's it? That's the best we can do? This is our good medicine? Tomas here, still pushing hard. Now, is his average power coming down, or is this just like a little interval where he's brought it back a bit? More in that 4 watts per kilo range now. See again here, 7%, 8%, nothing too crazy. Nothing that's really going to destroy your legs. It's just kind of a grind. You know, it's when you see those 16 and 18%, 20%, they bite hard. So if you've got a trainer that maybe can't simulate them, you're not really getting the full taste of the Alpe, or a steeper climb, I should say. Most of even the more entry-level trainers will, you know, they'll cover up to 10, 12% gradient, so they'd be good for all this kind of stuff. You can see this was filmed. There's a ton of people riding the Alpe. Like, they're all in the video, right? Probably, yeah, if you were to say, well, even if you ask someone that knows about cycling, they're going to say Alpe d'Huez. That's the climb at the Tour. Even though it's nowhere near the hardest, you can go online and find way harder climbs than this. But this is the one. You know, it's usually a stage top finish. I think it is, isn't it? Or do they race across the top? Hard to say. What's crazy about it too is doing some of my flight sim videos with Steven Cycles is and learning the maps and stuff. There's so many climbs right nearby. Like, I think the Galibier is just down the valley road a little bit. The Telegraph and the Galibier. And you can see from the map view earlier. Let's see if there's anyone back here we can use to look. If I turn the map on now, yeah, we're still too high up. Maybe if I use this rider here, I can do this. Not high enough up. Yeah, we're not going to see it. Ooh, actually, I like the look of that. When we zoom out, you can see, if you look in the top left-hand corner real quickly, you can see the Alpe going up like that. Try to see if you can catch it here. I can't slow this down. Yeah, you can just see all the riders going up there. Yeah, it's just like a climb off one of the main roads. You just pop up it, so they stack all these climbs together. That's when you'll see like 4 and 5 category 1 HC climbs in one stage. It's usually right in this part of the world. And there was the dude, guys. You got to see this again. I caught this last time. Eagle-eyed Colin. There's a dude relieving himself on the side of the road. He's on the right-hand side of the road. He was just in the last part of the video there. So users coming up here now. 360 back. So I bet you we're going to go... Yeah, we're going to hang to the right here. I think we're going to start swerving back to the left, and then we're going to see our friend having his nature break on the side of the road. He couldn't make it all the way to the top, folks. And there's a lot of action up at the top, riders. A lot of action. A lot of stuff you can do at night up there. You're going to see it at the end. I had a good time with this last time covering this race. The Muckers did this one morning. Where's my friend? Don't see me. Okay, I think it's right after this little pull out here. Let's have a little look at this guy. Did I miss him? Must have missed him. Very unfortunate. I just wanted, like, it's amazing some of the things that are in. Here he is. He's right here, folks. There he is. He's having a nature break. Guys, how good was that? In fact, let's have another peek again. Let's have another peek. So he's kind of just tucked away. Yeah, we can see him now. I can see him already. Now I'm cued in. I'm looking at those barricades right after him there. This poor guy had to stop on the side of the road because he couldn't make it to the top before he needed his bathroom break. Hanging out with Nelson here. Tice is pulled away. Yeah, a tough spot to be in here because Nelson knows he has to basically bury himself against a really strong rider to vault up into second place. So you might just be like, okay, I'm just going to do my ride then, because to take second place at this point is virtually impossible outside of Tice blowing up. Let's bounce back and see some of our other riders here. Actually, that's a nice group there, isn't it? We got Darth, Lolo, Laurent, and Dave 12. All chilling out together here. Got 4 riders, so that'll be a nice little sprint finish, I hope. Bouncing back, Thomas Lynn finds himself alone. Nestor will get, he's only 60 meters back. Tashunka, Velosport Lattes, Kay Vonnegan, Christoph Patterson, okay, chasing down Kay Vonnegan. Mike Hagan's here. Good to see Mike. Beresville. This is a rider I see a lot on America's Watts. Zwitter, here's a new name. Mr. Zwitter, Czech rider. So many Czech riders. It's delicious, isn't it? Jetro in 19th place, level 83 rider. Got Victor Lazaniuk. Q-Dog, Jesse Margolius here. This dude, user, wonder what his real name is. Belgian rider. Supposedly you'll be able to change your name this month. That may be next year. We're not sure yet. Schmaller, German rider. Jorg, German rider. Schmitty, a German rider. There's the three of them pretty close together here. Frabru. Wow, lots of German riders here today. We got 4 in a row. 5 in a row! Rowing Uwe here. Uwe? It's probably Uwe. I think that's how you say it. And then we change it up, folks. Here's Jills. Yeah, Jills is riding a nice 3 watts per kilo. This truck going down here taking these big cement works. Looks like they're doing some drainage or something like that. Those cement pipes, maybe putting in a new culvert somewhere. Alpe d'Huez, there you go, folks. It's the one. It's the legend. Jill's riding nicely here. Over 3 watts per kilo a lot. Chasing after 7. This is really good for him here. If he's going to try to beat John's time. I think they were very close together. It's nice that Jill's here has this Sepp character up the road to chase after. Kind of like a little carrot to keep pushing him. When there's no one there, you kind of back off a little bit. Gonna back to the front now, see what Tomas is up to. 4 watts a kilo up here, folks. I'm just taking a look up to your left on this hillside. It looks quite strange how all those trees are gone there. Having a little peek around. Steven Cycles. Yes, I got a second friend here today. Alpe d'Huez Ruby comparison video is a good idea. Okay, yeah. Okay, good stuff. The Alpe d'Huez stage, Tour de France stage, Tom Pidcock won a few years ago. Oh, yeah, his insane descending, that video. Went over the Galibier earlier. So, yeah, if you're going over the Galibier, you're going over the Telegraph beforehand. So, the Telegraph is on the north side of the Galibier. That's the route they would come from. They take on the Telegraph first. You actually go downhill into a little bit of a valley, and then you come back up and take on the Galibier. Obviously, you can take the Galibier on from the south side, too. I think there's a tunnel up at the top of the Galibier too where the traffic can go through. They kind of divert people that way now, but I think you can still ride right over the top. Yeah, definitely, Stephen. That's what I saw. They're really close nearby. And there's a bunch of other climbs right in the area. So, yeah, it just makes sense. You know, like that's why they're doing them all in that one stage. They're not traveling that far. I seem to remember from yesteryears, you know, like the Queen stage would be 140 kilometers long, but it would have like 6 or 7 categorized climbs. And by categorized, I mean like 1 and higher, just in a really small area. And when you think that the Alpe d'Huez itself, I think is, what is the total length? Is it 14 kilometers? Yeah, Alpe d'Huez is 14 kilometers long. So if the stage is only 140 kilometers, you can see that 7 stages. Yeah, you can add that up pretty quick, and you're basically climbing the whole day. Climbing, descending, climbing, descending. So looks like Tomas is walking with this one, folks. Still pushing nice and hard. Ooh, user here still hanging tough too, folks. Ooh, 5. Both these riders are like a lot of the time in excess 5 watts kilo. Look at user here. 5 watts kilo. Let's take a look at this rider here. What do we think? 60 kilogram rider. So apparently a pesky lightweight climber. Roughly that. Maybe he's a bit heavier. Not much though. Stefan here. Lightweight climber. Tice, heavier rider. Slightly heavier. Pulling away from Nelson right now. We've got Lolo. Let's see. Okay, there was a group of 4 here. Here they are. Dave 12. Laurent, Darth, and it looks like Lolo is trying to put in a bit of an attack here. Trying to move ahead. He's up the power. He's over 5 watts a kilo. Laurent's trying to react to it. Darth's going to. Dave is getting after it as well, folks. They're trying to break each other here. Kind of a slightly steeper area, upwards of 10% here. Do we get any higher than that? 9-10%. Stretching out now. Like, look at this. From Dave to Lolo at the front, there's a 22-meter gap now. Ooh, and Darce let Laurent's wheel go. Looks like here. Now he's reacting. Now is the time. Let's see. Lolo. okay, let me just see here. Yeah, Lolo at the front, Laurent in second. Darth is 14 meters back. Dave 8 meters behind him. So close enough. Mental drafting. Mental drafting. You can see the guy. You're on him. You haven't let him go. Look at this. Laurent digging. He was at 7.5 watts a kilo there for second. Lolo back to the front. Wonder if Laurent's getting teed up for something here. 6 watts per kilo here. And these two are putting gaps into Darth and Dave 12 right now. Now the gap's out to 40 meters, 50 meters. Be very difficult to come back now. Obviously, they don't got to worry about drafting, but it's just that out of sight, out of mind thing. Let's look at our map here. 2 riders on the switchback above, 2 just coming around the corner. It's going to be a good little battle watching these 2 all the way to the finish. So here's Darth. Dave's with him. 80 meters ahead now, we got Laurent and Lolo. Back to Thomas at the front, still pushing really hard. High, 4 watts per kilo. Again, user here too, though, chasing over 5 watts a kilo. Stefan Martin, jump to the chat for a second. Triffid D here. Triffid, Star Trek. Yes, got you, dude. The Triffids. The consistent power of the leader is really, really good. Not far off of 450 to 5 watts average. Second place, so much lighter. Yeah, dude. First place guy is a lot heavier rider. Yeah, just take a look at him. He's easily 80-something kilograms, my guess. And then user, you can see here, is like 60-kilogram rider. So big power difference, but on these climbs, it's all going to be about watts per kilo. So climbs, it's all about watts per kilos. You know, what you can do. Flats, absolute power. And that's not to say it's not about watts per kilo, but it is. But on the flats, absolute power. I'd like to see some changes made. I don't know if they can do that, the dynamics of it. And I mean, maybe it's just reality, but I don't see there being enough difference of the big power number riders versus the lighter riders on the flats. I don't think it's that easy to just walk away from them. So like, if you're a stronger rider and you're pushing 800-900 watts and that lighter rider is pushing 500 watts, you think you'd be able to start pulling away from them. It just doesn't seem to work that way. On the climbs, yeah, the lighter guys, she gone. They just drop you and you'll lose minutes to them on a climb. 40 minutes here. Remember, Carroll this morning did this in 46:28, and he actually didn't win the stage. Barriers won the stage. Maybe I can bounce back to that for a second. Nidior, I always say that wrong. OMG, details, stages. We're heading to this one here. I'm going to go to the 2:30 race for me. I'm not even sure if this is the fastest time, but I got to think it's going to be Breers 33 did this in 44 minutes and 13 seconds. Was Illy back? Illy didn't make it out for that one. She was racing in that one. Illy Gardner, UK, I think she's UK hill climbing champ. And on top of that, she's also women's record holder for Everesting. I think barely over 8 hours. So that's kind of like her huge claim to fame. I've seen her do a lot of racing, folks. A lot of racing. I just caught her recently. Team Time Trial. Zwift. So she's flying along. I mean, she was pushing 6 watts per kilo. But you got to think her 6 watts per kilo is 250 watts. That's all it is. No doubt she's working hard, though, at that 6 watts a kilo. Really like the Team Time Trials over there. They just flow well. Tons of teams. Everyone takes it so seriously. Great stuff. So Tomas here at the front. What did I say? Breers did it in 44 minutes. This guy still has 1.4 kilometers to go. Let me just refresh my brain again. Did I back out of it again? No, I didn't. 2:30 in the morning. I know it's probably really bright right now. Looking at the stats here, 44:13 for Breers. Really nice. I'm just looking at the riders. I saw Clive Rivens there. Keith was in that one. Yeah, that's a real. Oh, there's Bram Paulison. Okay, really. Oh yeah, lots of riders. Looks like 64 riders did that route this morning. Black Angus, Dolph Vader. Here's Neil Mucker 1974. Okay, let's get back to the race, folks. Back to the race. Has anything changed? Look at this. User is flying up now. 6 watts per kilo. This is the pesky lightweight climber right here, folks. Only a level 11, so this guy's brand new to the platform, really. 11, you can level up so quick at the bottom end. Catching Tomas now. Catching him. So this rider's pushing, well, it's all over the place. 382 watts. Tomas is pushing the same. Totally different watts per kilo. One's doing 4 watts a kilo, one's doing 6, but here comes the climber. He's on his stomping grounds, folks. 5.5 watts a kilo. Tomas is more on 4.5 to 5. Flying. Wow. Tomas reacting, though. Come on. Bigger riders for the win, folks. Yes. Look at this. He's cruising up on his left-hand shoulder saying, nah, brah. Nah, brah. Not today. Not up in here. That's what he's saying right now to him. If you look closely, you're going to see all the nightclub action at the end. You're going to see the discos. And when I first did Alpe d'Huez race commentary for the Muckers a couple months back, I just laughed my head off seeing all the discos. So you can ride your bike to the top of the Alpe d'Huez and then hit the disco for the night. Great stuff. Love it. Ooh, user attacking again here. 400 watts, 6 watts a kilo, folks. So just over 60 kilograms. Let's have a good look here. I'm going to have a look at the map. One more switchback. Oh, this is some weird map craziness here, eh? There's a huge, gigantic chasm there. Straight out of the Lord of the Rings. That's where the orcs are. They're down there lurking, breeding new orcs. We've got 2 more 180-degree corners to get through. Hopefully, yeah, this last little strip here, where the finish line is, you're going to take a right, get ready for the discos. Have a good look, folks. I know these courses inside and out. Looks like Tomas has said, yeah, you're on your own, dude. You're on your own. He's riding in the 2 watts per kilo. I know there's a disco on the left and there's a disco on the right. In case you want to stop in, if you want to ride your bike all the way top, get really sweaty, and then go out for a night of clubbing, just stay in your bike gear. You'll fit right in. Probably lots of people up here at the disco. I just love that word, disco. Kind of like, wow, we still use that? I guess they do here. Up at the top of the Alpe d'Huez, anything goes, folks. Anything goes. We're going to hang a sharp right away here, where these cars are going. Actually, see the white van up here? We're going to go in that same direction. So cars, clear out of the way. Hotel La Castellan. I just butchered that, but that's okay. My channel, I get to do it. So there should be a disco on the left. We're all about the discos today. We're not even worried about the Alpe d'Huez. We're all about discos. I know there's one on the right and there's one on the left right here. I'm looking for the signs. Come on, dude. You're going too fast here. This dude is just too fast. I've missed the discos. There's one right here. There's one on the right. We had a disco on the right. A little bit slower here. I know there's one on the left too. I think that one was called Caves de Alpes. What, Alpe Caves? The Caves of the Alpe d'Huez or something. You can see the name. I'm going to look it up after this, see if it's still in existence. Yeah, discotheque there too. There's the other one on the right. God, I'm really fascinated by this, aren't I? This is my life, folks. Gone are the days of putting together multi-million-dollar drilling programs, doing well prognoses, I used to drill a lot of horizontal wells. So you start vertically and you go like this. And you call that landing the well. So you got to realize the rocks are laid out, generally, think about pancakes or like a cake, like that. There might be a bit of a tilt. There might be a bit of a fold. Could be dipping like that. You got to land your well. It's kind of like landing a plane. You got to be on the right trajectory to land in the zone. If you land like that, but you're out of the zone, you're missing the pay zone. That section there, there'll be perforations in it. They'll treat it, and that's where any good stuff, any hydrocarbons enter the wellbore. So if you're above your pay zone and you're in a shale or something, those holes that are open there to let the oil and gas come in, whatever you may have, are in rock that won't let it transmit through it. It won't go through it. It's the best way I can describe it. So you gotta make sure you land your well perfectly. Sometimes you land it, you're like, oh, we're way too high. We gotta get down. You can't really turn that fast. We're talking like a quarter of a degree, half a degree at most, that you're trying to like bend it down. The mud motor's trying to pull it downwards through the rocks. And so at that point, you're like, here's my pretend phone. You're on the phone like minute by minute talking to your well site guy. Dude, what are you seeing? What are you seeing? Shale? No, I don't want shale. I don't want shale. Okay, we got some sandstone. Yeah. That's the stuff. Yeah, okay, good. Then it's a matter of, okay, stop the descent, bring it flat before we smash down too far and go out the bottom of the zone. Now, this doesn't matter in some of these resource plays where the formations are like gigantic. They're like hundreds of meters thick. I don't want to say it takes no brains, but it's not really that hard to land those. You're just going to smash it down. You've got a 200 meter thick interval. Just smash it in there and hope for the best. That's what they do now. That's why guys like me, we're not working anymore. So the technical expertise of doing that in the past, it's not required. So out with the garbage. That's what they did to me. Come on, bro. Support the channel. Pump watts. No pumping gas. Sanderac. You demand. Guys, I'm going to do probably a coffee chat later today. There it is again. Caves de Alpe. Les Caves de la Alpe. Okay. Third place, that would have been Stefan Martin, I believe. Tice coming in fourth. Stefan. Nelson is 500 meters back. You know what? I tell you what I'm going to do when I ride this. I'm going to park my bike right at the finish there and pretend I'm going to the disco. I'll do that just for you guys. I'm going to stop at both. I'm really going to look hard now for the one on the left. I think it's got kind of more of a cool name, more modern name. This hotel looks like it might be the place to be. Right here. On that corner. Yeah, if you look up on the left-hand side, it's all about discos, folks. Hey, the Biblioteca's there too. That must be the library. It's white lettering on a black sign, and you just get a little glimmer of it right before the finish. I'm going to get the name here, folks, because I really want to go to it. Maybe it's the zoo. Oh, right here. Igloo. The Igloo Discotheque. I love it. Igloo. What are they doing up on top of the Alpe? Does anyone know what's going on up top there? Back to the live chat, folks. Still very quiet. Everyone's really quiet on a Sunday morning, folks. I get it. Guys, yesterday, this stream was hopping. I couldn't even keep up with the live chat. I couldn't. It was so busy. It was really neat because a bunch of U.S. Nationals riders, they all know each other, generally riding on different platforms. I will say that. I'd say the majority of them do not ride on Ruby. They're riding on Zwift or they're riding on MyWhoosh. That's just where kind of like the elite racing's been for the last little while. Edelweiss, that's that little white flower. You only find it at high altitudes in the Alps, apparently. Listened to a podcast yesterday about, was it the Zwift Elite Racing that got all canceled? I think it's coming back in March. I think for the Zwift Games. I think it is. And the gist of it was that the Wahoo, all of the Wahoo trainers and some of the elites were just really big number fluctuations. So it was like kicker 5, kicker V5, kicker V6, kicker move, kicker bike. They all had this problem. And they talked about rollouts coming to the elite level in January. Do they have it? Hopefully. And then everyone else, I guess I'm talking about this because you guys will be getting some kind of firmware upgrade after the elite guys do, because they're racing for money, and so they got to get that all figured out quick. Discotheque, here we go. 5th place, Nelson Snyder. So yeah, it was V5, V6, move. I think it's kicker move, kicker bike. I heard numbers 8 to 10% out, which is pretty significant. The elites, they didn't say what the numbers were out. Tacx is kind of sitting pretty right now. I guess they don't have any problems. I think because the Neo uses a different system on the back. That's my only guess. And I'm not saying all the Tacx products, but that one in particular, no issues. So, and they're putting a lot of pressure on the riders themselves to make sure everything is calibrated good. Some of those ones that auto-calibrate for the Wahoo, I think you can calibrate them yourself too. There's a manual calibration, and I think that's part of the issue. So it's putting a lot of the onus now on the rider, which is kind of brutal because you buy a trainer assuming it's going to do this, and then it doesn't. And then when you get an annulment from a race, it puts doubt on you when it was your trainer that you thought was 1 to 2% accurate, and all of a sudden it's out by 9%. So you're the bad guy. So it's kind of tough spot to be. But I guess the good thing is, in their defense, Zwift raised their hand and said, hey guys, we had a problem here. We're going to fix this. Like, we got to stop this. Darth here, this is Dustin finishing in 8th place. Nice ride here, Dustin. Pushing 5 watts a kilo at the finish line, not moseying along, finishing strong. Nice time, dude. Nice time. So our winner today did 45.34. Did not touch Breer's time today from earlier today. I think Carroll was faster too. Dave 12 will be coming next. These guys are all rocketing along here. Like, you know, I think the goal for most people is sub 1 hour Alpe d'Huez. And I think that all comes from the Alpe de Zwift. I mean, they take that so seriously over on Zwift. But they do that climb so well. They do it really well with the segment. I really like the segments. Like, they'll bust the climb up into, I don't know if they do 21. Yeah, I think they break it up into the switchbacks. So there's 21 switchbacks, and it'll show the segment time. It'll show your heart rate and your average power and your time for each segment. So the next time you go back, you know how much faster you need to go. It's right there on screen on the left-hand side. Speaking of which, am I in the right spot? I am in the right spot today, folks. I'm doing so much different stuff on here that I lose track of what I'm looking at. Hey guys, if you can, next weekend, don't forget, I've been tasked with doing the Canadian Esports Nationals. So the championships are in my hands, folks. They just asked me to do it. They asked me to do it. I'm stepping up. How did I get involved in this? I messaged Eric Hill, who does Echelon stuff, Echelon Racing Promotions, Echelon Racing League. They're active on MyWhoosh all the time. I did 6 races for them. He's like, hey, Colin, there's no commentators for this one. What do you think? And I'm like, dude, sign me up, bro. Sign me up. So, yeah, that's just volunteer time for me, guys. Looking forward to doing it. Nestor's just finished here. I think I probably missed a couple of riders that finished their Velosports coming in next. So yeah, next weekend, it's a Saturday and I think Sunday. I'm going to be covering on Saturday as much as I can women's and men's masters age categorizations. So like whatever they are, 35 to 39, 40 to 44, all that stuff. I think they're going to lump a lot of them together, different colored jerseys. I need to figure out what the jerseys mean though, because I didn't know yesterday. I just knew they represented an age class, and then elites, I believe, are the next day. So yeah, I get to do elite coverage now, at least for that one event. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Really fortunate to hook up with Eric, who kind of gave me a chance to do it, trusted me to do it, and hopefully I did a good job with it. So Velosports finishes in 11th, Thomas Lynn in 12th. Great time, guys. We're still under 1 hour total. So Thomas Lynn's going to finish probably right around that 56-minute range. Okay, he's at 56 minutes now. 56 and change. Great ride, Thomas. Great ride, dude. Kay Vonnegan is going to be under an hour as well. Guys, I don't even know if I could do that. That seems pretty hard. That seems really hard. I don't think I can. There's no way. No way. I'm just calling it now. I know I can't. I'm just watching their powers. What I can do here is, on a good day, I think me and Jill's are pretty similar. Jill's is just slightly lighter than me, puts out slightly less power. Jill still has 2 kilometers to go, and he's at 56 minutes. And I think John Chady this morning, who he's competing against did this in 107. So it's going to be close here at the end. Here's a bit of 12% gradient here. Jills is not liking this part, folks. Bouncing back to the front. Tatanka. Coming to the finish now. This guy's riding a Ruby bike. Dude. Level 33 rider. Okay, dude, you need to watch some of my tutorial videos. I'm just kidding. I know you just got messed up and you're on the wrong bike. But if you don't know, you can change your bike too. A lot of people don't know that. And the next question will always be, well, do they make a difference? Oh, yeah. They make a huge difference, folks. Huge difference. There's aero ratings for the frames. There's aero ratings and weights for the wheel sets. 14th place to Shunka. Great job. Mike Hagan coming in next. Mike looks like a disco kind of guy, don't you think? See if he stops. See if he pulls over and stops. Could you imagine if he actually stopped him? I would, yeah, I would love it. That would make my day, Mike. That would make my day. So someone here has got to be listening to the stream. Someone has to be listening to the stream. Please. No more talking, okay? There's no more chats. Chat's so quiet, folks. Here's Mike Hagan. Is he watching? Does he want to stop at a disco for me? If someone did that, I would just, yeah, probably make my week, actually. Okay, Mike. Here you go. You got various stops on the left here, and you got a stop on the right. I'm going to call this out for every person that's riding. Someone just make me giggle. Mike saying, nah, brah, I don't like discos. I gave that up 20 years ago. Yeah, Mike's just moving on. He's not into discos today. Christoph's not that far behind him, though. Christoph Patterson here. I think Christoph likes a good disco. Looks like he's just moving on to the finish here. Okay, nice work. Finishing strong, over 4 watts a kilo here. Then we got Beresville, our Chilean rider. America's Watts attendee. Ooh, looking good here. More of a climber. Looks like he's in the 65 kilogram range, I would say. Looking strong. Yeah, so how about those tariffs, folks? So yeah, they did impose tariffs on us yesterday up here in Port Canada. 25% on all imported goods into the States. Only 10% on the energy because, yeah, we got a lot of it. So yeah, they're trying to cut us a break there. Guess what? 51st state, moving south. Can't stop me. Coming on down, I'll be your neighbor down there. Let's go, folks. Actually, there is a prominent Canadian businessman. This guy is like loaded. He's on, what's it called in the States? The Shark Tank. He's on a show up here, or used to be, Igloo, the caves. We call it the Dragon's Den. Same idea. People came on, approached them. Can I have some cash? I'll fund your business. O'Leary. Forget his first name. Loaded. He's actually promoting an open border between Canada and the U.S. And they were calling it, our passport would be like the uni or something like that. So you would be Canadians, you would be Americans, but we could just kind of come and go. Oh, you want to go live in Arizona? Yeah, go right ahead. I think they were talking about one, I can't even think what I'm saying here. One currency. So probably assume the US dollar, I would imagine. Maybe you can use both. Do they do that? Yeah, they must do that in Europe. Yeah, they must. Like, you've got euros and then you probably still have your own money. Is that right? Am I wrong? I know, like, that's why the UK went back. They're back to their pounds. I don't really know the full story. But yeah, he's fully promoting it. Yeah. I don't know if I'm into that really. But, and especially now with the tariffs, because at first I thought, ooh, the U.S. wants oil and gas. Get me back to work. But guess what? Now they've slapped ours with tariffs, it's going to make it even harder for us to do business here. With our government in place, they killed the pipelines. Jesse Margolius off the front now, folks. Frabru is just up ahead. Jesse's not stopping at any discos today, he told me. He's discoed out. He's been going too much lately. So he says, I'm just going to roll right on by today, dude. I would stop for you, but not today. That was his words exactly to me. He sent me a message earlier this morning. I just made that up. Q-Dog 17 coming next. Lots of finishers coming in together here, folks. So yeah, so now we got this 10% tariff on all of our energy exports. I wonder how this is going to work out. I just don't know. Guys, I can only sit at home so long. You know, I'm one of those people now that's got this expensive education and it's worth nothing. But it made me a good broadcaster, didn't it? And guys, I am going to get some better stuff going here too, I think. I think some of the people I've met up with, Martin, if you're watching, you're a really good dude. You are a really good dude. He's told me about some other software out there, how I can display some better graphics, maybe some data on screen, just to really spruce it up, make it extra juicy, as I like to call it. Extra juicy, folks. That's how I roll. Users coming to the finish here. Will one of these people make my day and stop at a disco? Jills won't because he's on a mission. I think he needs to sit at 3.2 all the way. Get it, Jills. Get it, dude. So right now, Jills is at 55. Okay, so he's at a minute 2. He looks like he's at about 1 minute, 1 hour, 3 minutes right now. So yeah, there's no way I can do it under an hour. There's no way. But I think that's something I'd like to make as a goal this year. I mean, for some of you, you're thinking, dude, you're light. Yeah, I know, dude. I'm a lightweight when it comes to cycling. I'm actually heavy. I'm actually large and in charge. But yeah, I'm not super powerful on the bike. Guys, when you guys are training, I'm covering your racing for you. That's where I've lost a lot of my fitness. You know, you get up first thing in the morning, you want to do your bike ride, take care of it, get on with your day. As soon as it's done, do I feel like jumping on my bike now? Not really. I kind of feel like I've got my ride in already just watching you guys, but I'm going to have to. George here, George 70, German. Oh, this is all the German riders together. Schmitty, Schmala, Jill's coming next. Look at them. We got 3 of them right here. Now, you know Germans like a good disco. Come on, bros. Let's do it. They're going to be in a little bit of a sprint battle to the finisher. George is pushing over 6 watts a kilo. They got no times for discos today. Otherwise, guaranteed 100% they would be stopping in. Get the German techno going at the disco. Yeah, we know, guys. We know what you're into. Looks like George is on a bit of a tear here. Hammering away. Waiting for that very last little top part where it just flattens right out. He's looking at the igloo. No way. He's like, I was already there, man. I was there last night. I don't need to go again today. So he's barreling right by George 70. And then we got Schmitty. And Schmaller. The rider's coming in. Jill still coming, working his way up. He's only 500 meters to go, folks. What is he at right now? He's currently at, looks like he's at 1 hour, 4 minutes. Yeah. Well, take the 34 seconds, add those 20. He's on 1 hour, 5 minutes. Ooh, Jill's going to be close. Going to be close. I mean, he's only 400 meters to go. 400 meters to go. Okay, so right now he's still got a 2 minutes. And I don't know exactly what time John got, but I think he said it was like 1 hour, 7 minutes and change. I don't know. But I know that's what Jill's trying to beat. I think they've been in this long running battle. Jill's dig, 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 dig. Allez, allez. Let's go, Jill's. 300 meters to go. Ooh. This looks good here, folks. Looks good. This is going to be so close. Right now, he's actually at 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 37 seconds, if I'm reading that right. So he's got 1 minute. He's got 90 seconds to cross that finish line. Definitely not hitting a disco today. He's not doing that. He'll just roll back down the road and then go in. Fully sweaty gear and all. Ooh, this is going to be tight. So right now he's at 106. He's just popped over 1 hour, 6 minutes. 140 something meters to go. Jills enters the finishing straight. And it looks like he'll finish at about 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds, something like that. I'll be able to see the results pretty quick here. 105. Yeah, maybe something like that. 70 meters to go, maybe a little bit higher. 1 hour, 6 minutes, 40 seconds. It'll be interesting to see the chat today. The chat will be like hundreds of messages long today, folks. Sometimes I pull in, it's like, oh, you've missed 98 messages. Jump to the present. I missed the whole conversation. So, yep. Nice job, Jills. Nice job, dude. Nice job. Got Yuri coming up next. So, guys, All these times here, really good. Really, really good times here. Anyone still racing, I mean, if you're just over an hour, really, really good times. I think you need to average, according to Zwift, Alpe Zwift. Remember, it does replicate this 100%. No discos, though. There's no discos on that one. You need to ride at 3.2 watts per kilo for whatever your weight is to get the Alpe done in 1 hour. So you could probably look at your watts per kilo later and see how close you were and figure that out if that holds up on Ruvi as well. I'd like to see that comparison done. Maybe I'll do it, folks. Yes, John Travolta dance moves included in the next coffee chat vid. You got her, Steven. Over at the disco. Yeah, I think after this, I'll just scoot upstairs, throw a couple of pieces of wood on the fire. Animals were good this morning. Honestly, I was a little concerned. It's cold. I think tonight might be down to minus 29, but I'm like, you know what? They survived minus 26, and it's not like they're surviving. Just, it's cold. So you got to give them extra food. I feed them in the mornings. I feed them a supper. And last night I went out in the cold and I fed them again. I gave them a third feeding, extra calories, get some more energy in them. I gave them fresh straw. They got this big, huge pile of straw. And the little pigs, there's a little guy, he's about this big. He just buries right underneath it. And there is a heat lamp. The goats are fine. They're like in winter jackets. It's unbelievable. Even the little babies. So we have 2 goats right now. They're twins. They were born on a Thursday morning, so they're 9 days old. And they're absolutely fine out there. They're hanging out with their mom. They've got straw as well. They're out of the wind. They're in a barn. Not saying it's warm in there, but they're sheltered. Coming to the finish here, folks. We have Yuri. My furnace, I can hear it down here. It drives me insane because it's running 5 minutes on, turns off for 30 seconds, turns right back on. And I got the heat only at 20 Celsius. And there it goes. I hear this little buzzing sound. And then I hear the of the natural gas lighting up. So you got like your little, there's like a, what do they call it? It's a thermal something or other. In the past, I don't like hearing it because in the past, you have this little thing that glows red hot. It interacts with the natural gas, lights up. You also have a flame sensor. So if the flame sensor doesn't sense the flame, it wants to turn everything off because you've got natural gas flowing. It's a safety precaution. Over time, those flame sensors get coated with carbon and they don't read the flame. They don't pick it up quick enough. It must be a sensitivity thing. Then your furnace never comes on. So I kind of always listen to make sure it comes on because this house would get so cold so fast. And I've been listening so much to it lately that it's getting really noisy. It's kind of freaking me out. The last thing I need is to not have a furnace. It doesn't even have to be minus 29. No furnace at minus 10. I guess I would set some fans up in my big room and I would try to blow warm air throughout the house. Upstairs. Downstairs would be okay. That's where I am in the 10 by 10 cube of joy and suffering at the same time. Yuri finishing here in 32nd place. Pedalston. Ooh, Pedalston and Burt coming in side by side here, folks. Pedalston, level 10 rider, still on his starter bike. Burt has been around a while. He's got a better bike. Let's see who's got... Ooh, Pedalston drops it, folks. He just kicks in up to 5 watts a kilo. Gets a little bit of a gap. Burt says, you're on your own, dude. I'm stopping this go. And Dan Ritt's coming too. Dan Ritt, level 45 on a Ruvi bike. He's done and he's thinking, Rocket. Sorry, Rocket. Rocket coming next. GRC rider here. Got me locked into the finishing chute. Rocket's finishing next. David 1951, GRC rider coming in as well. That guy Dan Ritt there. What was he? Level 45, level 50 on the Ruvi bike. He's like, man, he's kicking himself right now, thinking how much faster he could have been on a lighter bike. But yeah, sometimes you'll see that. The last thing you did, you were on a time trial bike. And then you jump into this and it's a race. And you don't realize, because you're getting ready for your big ride, that they conveniently put you on the worst bike in the game. We got SEP 1718 coming in. Is that the furnace going again? Yeah, it's just making a lot of weird noises. It's one of those things too, if your furnace dies now, what do? The furnace guy, he's like, oh yeah, I'll come out and help you. Cha-ching! I don't know. We'll see, folks. Maybe I'll get some super rich dude who just loves the cycling commentary to come on board and sponsor the channel. Zizou, 007 Belgian rider here. Morton Try. Yeah, so there's been times in the past where I'm like, why is the house so cold? And when it gets down to 15, 16 degrees and it's minus 30 outside, it fights. It takes hours and hours and hours to get the temperature back up. So again, then you're just running the furnace 24/7. Right now, it seems like it's running 23 hours out of every 24. Yeah, Canada. Canada, folks. 51st state. Not likely. Barry Hoffman coming next. What does that stand for? Barry Hoffman, LI, New York. You think? Lower something, I don't know. Long Island, New York? There we go, Barry. Gotcha. I know exactly where you live now. Barry Hoffman here, Long Island, New York. Got it. We got Schmitty, Peja, 1995. Okay, youngster here. Super young rider here, to me. John Baird, Kenny. Here's Penelope. So Penelope is currently at 9.82 kilometers. She's got 4.5 kilometers to go, folks. Only 340 meters of climbing still to go, Penelope. You got this. You got this. And behind that, Penelope, we got, I'm positive this is Judy. So she spelled her name, Judy. I think that's the last rider on course. Did anyone else jump in? Yeah, you can see all the people that had mechanicals, all the people that said, there's no way I'm doing this. So I think here is Judy. She's 1 kilometer behind pit stop here, Penelope. Penelope riding nice 2.2 watts per kilo, 2.3 in that range. Just stay at your own pace. I think it was right here where we saw that group of 4 break apart right through this little stretch. I remember these little chalets here. I'm talking about Lolo, Darth, was it Dave 12, and there was one other rider there, Laurent. This is where they had their battle. That's where that all broke up right here, folks. Who remembers that? I sure do. Moving up. Zizou's coming to the finish here. No disco stops. I'm saddened. Yep. Steven's cheering on Penelope here. Yeah, so it's going to be one of those days, folks. Just going to kind of hang out. But I got to do some training here. I've been really slacking lately. Really slacking. My sleep's been just destroyed. And again, I'm not in any pain. I don't feel sick. I don't feel nauseous. None of that. But just Joey's up, I'm up. And I'm just like, I'm so tired. But yeah, I got to go do something. Like right now, 20K seems like a big effort. To be honest, I got to get consistent again. So Morton's going to come in next here, 40th place. Barry Hoffman, Long Island, New York, coming in next. Barry looks pretty racy. I think Barry rides his bike a lot. Savitar here looks pretty racy. Fast. And then we got a 2 kilometer back, 2 kilometer gap back to Schmitty. So these riders are going to be a little bit of time coming in. We're at 1 hour and 15 minutes now, folks, for these riders. So Barry Hoffman's going to finish at 1 hour and 15. Great time, Barry, I think. I don't think I could even do that right now. I really got to do it. And I'd love to do both on the same day, but that would be pretty tough. So then we got Schmitty. He's going to be in 42nd place. 200 meters back, we got Peja. Then we got John Baird. Everyone's really gapped out here pretty far, folks. I just want to show you this quickly. We do have 2 riders right here together. We got Kenny and Penelope. I think Penelope's going to catch Kenny. Why don't we hang out to see the catch if it happens? And then I'm probably going to jump, folks, because after that, we've got Judy, who's 1 kilometer. So they're all going to finish staggered. I think Penelope, I can see how she's riding her 2.4 watts per kilo. She will catch Kenny, even though he's riding less watts per kilo right now. Slightly different gradients. Kenny's on a 4.6% gradient. Yeah, Penelope's roughly the same here. Power-wise, 180 watts. Yeah, Kenny's a bigger rider. I want to say big, I mean just like me. Looks like he's about a 90 kilogram rider to me. Let's just wait and see here. I just saw before, I saw 2 watts per kilo and it was at 180 watts. So 90 kilogram rider. Penelope is a lot lighter than that. So on these flatter sections, Kenny's probably got a little bit of an advantage, although here comes Penelope now. Penelope riding 2.5, 3 watts per kilo up this stuff. She can see the gap coming down. Yes. Blood is in the water, folks. Blood is in the water. Here we go, Penelope. Hunt him down. Was watching the Meg 2 last night. I'm going to continue watching that today. Love shark movies. I was actually listening to the audiobook too. And I think the audiobook, well, it was all about the thermocline. All about the thermocline. That's their whole story, is that they live down below the thermocline. It was an ice cold layer separating Megalodon land and the normal ocean above. And okay, so why wouldn't it be colder down below? Because they had all the vents. They had all the vents down there spewing out hot volcanic waters into that, warming it all up, and it was perfect. I'm just making this. Is this real? That's the story anyway about Megalodon. What's really cool about it is they lived during the time of the dinosaurs, and they also lived in the time of people. So they think they only went extinct about 10,000 years ago, where people that look like this, hair not as good, that's a given, right? We're walking around, and there's this giant 80-foot-long shark floating around the ocean there at the same time. Isn't that freaks me out? When you think of it that way, it's like, what? Yeah, at the same time, folks, those people outside of education were no different from us. They were in every way the same as you and I. They just weren't educated. They just didn't have, well, I guess, were they speaking? I guess they would have been back then. Oh, Griffin Photos on the corner. It must be a guy that takes photos, sells them to you later, blah, 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 all that kind of good stuff. Kenny reacting here. I think he sees Penelope coming. He's like, okay, I gotta start racing now. Have a look at Kenny here. Kenny is on a good bike. He took the best bike he could, so there you go, Kenny. Yes, Penelope, this is good for you. So good to have this carrot to chase. The only problem in this situation is when you pass them, then you're on your own. It's like, oh. So sometimes you tend to stick with the person. Kenny's picked up his pace now, seeing that Penelope's coming. He probably just wasn't paying attention to the leaderboard, and now he's like, oh, I got someone right on me. 11% gradient here, folks. I can hear the dogs barking upstairs. I'm going to have to go take care of them. Make sure, probably doing laundry 24/7 these days, folks. With my outside well house, I got to keep the water moving. So there's outside in a field, far away from my house, there's a little building. Who cares about my antivirus protection? I don't care. I got to disable that altogether. And in that little house, the water comes out of the ground, goes to some stuff, and then it goes back into the ground. Underground, it's fine. It's above ground there. So you never want to let the water out there sit very long. It is heat taped. It is thermal wrapped. If the power goes out, then I'm in trouble. Yeah, Kenny's gotten pretty racy here. He's trying to get away now. He's like, I can't let her catch me. He wants his 45th position. So yeah, do all your laundry when it's super cold. Hey, who's this here? Man, I love people like this. QP here is in the chat. Says, hi. Just want to say that I love your commentaries. Best e-cycling on YouTube. Thanks a lot, QP. I don't know who you are. QP, why don't you let us know? Because the chat's really quiet today. It always helps when people chat. Because my brain just goes, oh yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. Obviously, I'm pretty good at just talking. Like, I fill in the space somehow. QP, what are you riding? Do you ride e-cycling, or do you just watch it? What platforms do you like the most? I like them all, really. I don't do a lot of training peaks right now just because I'm too spread out. So mostly, I wouldn't even say I'm on any one in particular right now more than the others. So I'm riding 3 platforms: MyWhoosh, Zwift, and Ruvi. And it's probably favoring Ruvi right now. It's probably like 50% Ruvi, 25. Actually, MyWhoosh has been nothing for over a week now. Then it would be Zwift. Then it would be MyWhoosh. I think I'm doing a MyWhoosh ride right after this. They have a season's pass going on, and I gotta bank some miles. But I appreciate you saying that, dude. I really appreciate it. I try to make this fun. I've had a lot of people say, man, I just love it. One guy said to me, he goes, dude, I just love that you're doing it your way. And I'm like, what does that mean? What do you mean by that? And then I have a lot of people say, and I kind of thought about it, I'm like, well, I think I'm the only person out there that's doing this kind of solo. There's not that traditional duo of commentators back and forward. Right, Bill? Yes, Bob. Like they're kind of like cueing each other in. I'm just doing it my way, and that's the way I want to do it. This is how I like doing it. What did the other guy say to you? I like how you're doing it your own way. Oh, yeah, a lot of people say, I get this comment all the time, and I think it's cool. People are like, man, I just love the tangents you go on. Just little side stories, things I got up to, my past, my future, the animals. Just, we're watching the bike race, but let's talk about something different for a while. That's kind of how I thought I'd do it. And it's not planned that way. It's just how it comes out. Schmitty here's finishing up. Not that far now. Less than a kilometer. Pedja. John Baird. Kenny 8400. Then we got Pit Stop. And Judy. So Kenny's gone. He's trying to hold Penelope off. So this is going to be a pretty epic battle between these two. Unfortunately, folks, I am going to jump off right away. I need to go check on Joey Jojo. Okay, so QP here. Great stuff. Awesome. I'm glad you commented, QP. I read everything. QP, let us know more about you. You can send me a message on the side. You can reach out to me. Anyone that's listening, you can reach out to me through Facebook. I will get back to you. You can send me a messenger. You can add me as a friend. You can add me on Strava. You can drop me a YouTube comment. So QP here is new to indoor cycling. Was lying in bed, not being able to sleep, so found a MyWhoosh video from you. Oh, cool, man. This was last week, and since then I probably watched one video every day. Awesome, dude. And he says the side stories are the best part. Thank you. Yeah, so last week, I don't know which video you watched last week. I kind of took a little bit of a break because I was telling people I was probably streaming 7 days a week, and some of them were pretty long. Like even this one. This is becoming a long video, which I like. I did OTR Veteran Series on Friday this week. I did Zwift on Thursday. I did 2 streams. Wednesday was a write-off. Tuesday was a write-off. Monday was a write-off. That was all like getting ready for Joey's surgery and then sitting at the hospital for hours on end, wondering what to do with myself. Then getting home and being a little bit, well, can I go stream? Like, I feel kind of bad if I'm doing that. So yeah, dude, whatever platform you want to ride, there's lots of good platforms. For me, Ruvi, Zwift, MyWhoosh, they've all got something to offer you. Obviously, and there's a distinct group. If you like video, well, then you're going the Ruvi route because Zwift and MyWhoosh aren't doing that. That's Ruvi's strong card right now. That's their ace in the hole. They got the videos. They just took out Full Gas. That got them all the Ironman videos. Community, it's over on Zwift. It's totally on Zwift. They got that mastered. Racing, well, I don't know. Zwift Racing's really good, I think. MyWhoosh Racing is really good. They got Sunday Race Club. Penelope, I'm watching you still, Penelope. She put her foot down for a second. I think that was just a little technical glitch. Okay, I thought Kenny was backing off again. Kenny's pulled out 200 meters here. So it looks like... So QP, are you actively riding inside yet? Or are you just kind of watching the videos, discovering the routes, discovering the platforms, why we do this inside. You know what? Realistically, for me, there's been no tragic injuries or anything like that, but it's the convenience. Like, if you look closely, if you're new, you're brand new here, I know that. If you look closely right here, right there, that's my handlebars. I keep them in the camera on purpose now. One guy pointed out to me, I'm like, dude, I'm leaving them there. In fact, you can actually see my Zwift plays right here, the little orange part. That's a Zwift play. That gives me more features when I'm riding on Zwift. You can steer, you can brake. I think that's so cool. It's just more immersion into it. So yeah, my bike's right here. It's just convenience. I can be out. So yeah, when we're done, not today because I gotta check on Joey. And I don't have water and stuff, but I can basically be out of these clothes, into my gear, click my shoes in, and be on that thing in about 3-4 minutes. Versus getting ready to go outside. And I'm not riding at minus 25. I'm just not. Just not. Even in the summertime, I don't want to ride outside anymore. I just want to ride inside. It's convenient. It's safe. Time efficiency. I heard a lot of, elite lady cyclists, who, were stuck at home with the baby or their kid or whatever. They put the baby down to sleep. They jump on. They're riding inside. They're one room away type thing. It's safe. They don't have to leave the house and leave the baby unattended. Otherwise, that wouldn't happen. So it allows people to train when they want to train. Safety. I always tell friends who don't ride bikes, if I crashed once outside, I probably wouldn't get back on the bike. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, dude, just think when you're driving down the road today in your car, you're doing 25 miles an hour, maybe 30, jump out the door. Think about that for a second. That's what's happening to cyclists. And they've got just a tiny little layer protecting them. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks, folks. Ruben's still here. Ruben's here now. Hi, Papi Chulo. Whatever that means, Ruben. I have no idea what that means. Okay, QP. Good point here. Good point, dude. Thanks for bringing that up. See, this is why the chat's important. The cost is probably what will make me stick with MyWhoosh. Okay, so you are on MyWhoosh. Started indoor riding 2 weeks ago. Yeah, dude, I love MyWhoosh. I really like it. Although I get no sense of peace of mind when riding indoors, which is quite sad. Wish I would feel the same inner peace I do. Dude, I understand that. So it's hard to say it. I live in quite good place for outdoor cycling in Sweden. Okay, hi to Sweden there. Feels quite safe being out on the empty, quiet roads. I agree with that too. Outside, yes. Overall, better experience. The wind, the air, the scenery. Inside, efficiency, safety, just a lot of convenience too. Like, even if it's a safe ride outside, you get a flat tire. I didn't bring my tubes. I didn't bring a CO2 cartridge. You got to call someone. At home, it's like, okay, well, whatever. I don't care. I don't even have my front tire. I just put air in it about 2 months ago after being dead flat for 6 months because I don't need it. I don't have a tire on the back. I got a wheel-off trainer. Inside can be brutally hard mentally. That's the thing, because everyone will say, oh, it's not as hard as outside. It can be harder at times. When you're trying to put in some long miles, it's the positioning on the bike. It's also it's pretty easy to step off the bike. If you go outside and you go 2 hours that way, you got 2 hours to come home. Unless you're going to call someone, save me. You're going to do it. You're going to fight your way home. Inside, it's like you can step off the bike at any point and just call it a day. So let's have one last look here. I'm getting ready to jump off, guys. Go check on Joey Jojo. Go check on the fire. Do some laundry to keep the water moving. Looks like Kenny is just busy holding Penelope off here. And then we've got Judy further back. Peja has one more corner to go. One last corner at La Castilian Hotel. Stop at the discos, possibly. John Baird, same kind of situation. 1.2 kilometers out. QP saying it's certainly easy to jump on the bike inside and just easy to jump off. Yeah, that's the mental thing for me. It's like, oh yeah, the couch is right there. My shower's over here. And just, I find when I ride inside, I never stand up. like rarely. Even my sprinting now, and I don't sprint that often. My sprinting's kind of seated, which makes no sense, but I just feel comfortable that way. Outside, yeah, do whatever you want, right? Anyways, guys, I've been on now for, how long have I been on for? Oh, wow, hour and a half. So I think it's time for me to jump off, say hi to Joey, and I'll be back soon, folks. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Monday? Oh, guys, Team Belgium. Mellow Mondays. That's probably my next stream right there. Yeah, QP. Great meeting you today. Have a nice evening. We'll probably join you when you stream next time. Awesome stuff, dude. Let me know when you're on MyWhoosh. I am on there. I am doing the Seasons Pass stuff. I have the Seasons Premium Pass. And I'm going to ride MyWhoosh right after this. That's what I want to get back on. I haven't been on for at least a week. I want to unlock all that vintage gear. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel in any way that you possibly can. Let's grow this baby. See you later.